At least 40 Palestinians have been killed across Gaza on Sunday, with Hamas's armed wing now saying it's lost contact with the two Israeli captives due to the heavy bombardment of Gaza City. Qassam Brigade says they no longer are able to reach captives Omri Miran and Matan Ingast. Gaza's largest urban centre has been under fierce attack from the air and from the ground as Israel looks to seize it. Hamas's armed wing is calling on the Israeli military to stop air attacks for 24 hours so it can find the captives and remove them from danger. Heavy strikes have continued across Gaza. Israeli warplanes have destroyed residential buildings in Nuseirat and Al-Bureij refugee camps. Residents and civil defense crews have been working to free survivors from the rubble and recover bodies. Hani Mahmoud is live for us from Nuseirat in central Gaza. So what can you tell us about this statement from the Qassam Brigades then, Hani, first of all?
Well, Sammy, it's a very serious statement, and just reading it line by line, we can sense the seriousness and the severity of the situations and what's going on. It has a clear demanding Israeli military to stop attacks in that particular area. It's believed to be a Sabra neighborhood and parts of Tel Al-Hawa. That's in the southern central part of Gaza City, toward the southern part of the city itself, and to withdraw from the area. So a proper search for the captives who were gone missing in that area because it lost communication with the guards who are supposed to be protecting those captives in that area. This is not the first time we see this incident happening. Over the past months, similar situations occurred where communication was lost completely with the guardians of captives in other parts of the Gaza. That's due to the intensity of the Israeli aerial bombardment of areas that become subjected to its relentless attacks. Israeli attacks are very massive. They're very relentless and eventually decimates whole entire areas. We're not talking about just aerial attacks, but it's a mixture of heavy artillery, of drone strikes, fighter jet strikes, quake bombs that are dropped on areas that destroy the very foundation of these buildings. So the risk that those captives gone missing under rubble are very high, given that that area has been subjected to relentless bombardment over the past few days.
And we're hearing about explosive robots being deployed. Just explain to us why.
Well, this is a new Israeli tactic, saving soldiers' lives and deploy these robots into Gaza City, densely populated area with civilian population, like a Sabra, Tel Al-Hawa neighborhood. More of it at the very beginning, almost a couple months ago, in Jabalia town, Jabalia refugee camp, in a Sheikh Radwan district, where these areas are filled with civilian population, were attacked by these remotely controlled detonated robots. And when they explode, they just cause severe level of damage to at least each one of these robots can cause damage to 300 square meters of the area where it's implanted. And the Israeli military has been implanting many of these robots in these entirely civilian area of the Gaza City, pushing more people into further internal displacement. They're planted throughout the night. Those armored vehicles slither throughout the night. They plant these devices and they drove from the area and detonate them at early hours of every morning. We can clearly hear oftentimes the sound of the explosion. They rock not just the area, but here the sound echoes in this area that is almost 10-15 kilometers away from where they are detonated. The area is very clear from here. On the horizon, we can see the dark cloud of smoke every time one of these devices is exploited, but it's done to protect soldiers, but of course jeopardize the safety and the livelihood of many of the civilians who are still in these areas.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much, Hani Mahmoud.
Don't miss out. Get a full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.